This episode of the Paycast podcast is sponsored by Sigma, a direct processor for faster payments and higher profits. Learn more at sigma.com.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Paycast Network. I am your host, Chase Gunnell, and I'm joined by a few special guests starting here at the other end of the table with the best beard in the business, James Ringstaff.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you for joining us, James.
Thank you, Chase.
We also have a very good friend of the program, Carlos, joining us here today.
Howdy.
And then we have the guest of the hour, and when I mess up her name, she's not going to get mad at me. She already told me, Irem.
Perfect.
Nailed it. How about that?
You
Round of
nailed it.
applause.
You
Thank
nailed
you.
I never doubted you.
Yes, you did.
All right, a little bit.
Anyways, so on today's episode of the Paycast Network, we are going to talk about Extra360 with Dejavoo, partnership with Dejavoo, a new partnership that they're doing. We're going to talk about the functionality of what we're calling a loyalty program, but I think it's a lot more than just a loyalty program. We're going to get an agent's point of view from Carlos, maybe some technical points of view from James, and then obviously from a founder, we'll get everything else.
That's correct.
But before we get into Extra360 and what you guys are doing with Dejavoo specifically, can you give us a little bit of background on Extra360 as a whole? Where did it start? Where did it come from? Some other maybe groups that you're working with, and then we'll dive into the Dejavoo piece.
Of course. Thank you for inviting us. Hello, James. Hello, Carlos.
Hello.
So Extra360 is an international company. We are serving globally to big retailers like Shell, like Burger King, Arby's, Subway. MasterCard is a very good partner with us. So we've been serving for over 25 years.
Wow.
On different loyalty scales, let's say. We are creating loyalty programs. We are doing analytics programs. We are doing super apps. So our scale is actually not only focused on loyalty, I would say. It's a very big umbrella of services. So we can do all sorts of enterprise-grade loyalty. When it comes to Dejavoo Extra, the owner of Dejavoo is a very good friend of ours, Moni. So this is actually how we get to find about what's going on in the U.S. market, because we are very strong in Europe, we are very strong in Middle East and other parts of the world. And we have first entered the U.S. market with a health project. I don't know if I have to say the name, but it was a very big insurance company. So that was how we have entered the market and saw the opportunity with the SMBs. We realized that the SMBs are very underserved. In terms of loyalty, in terms of customer engagement, actually. So when we spoke with Moni about this opportunity, he said, guys, we've done so many trials with loyalty, but yours seems like a very good program. So we decided to co-create Dejavoo Extra. This is actually why it's called Dejavoo Extra. So it's kind of a co-branded project. And this is how we have created Dejavoo Extra. So it's an extra, Dejavoo Extra is a trimmed down version of an enterprise-grade loyalty, which is already serving to big retailers. That's why we're very comfortable with all the functionalities and very easily expandable to all the needs of the SMBs.
So can you talk a little bit about, you mentioned that the reason that you decided to move down into the SMB space is because they're kind of neglected maybe per se when it comes to loyalty. Can you speak a little bit about, and maybe Carlos, you could hop in on this as well, why you think that is? Is it because loyalty is complicated? Is it because it's hard to get people to adopt loyalty in that SMB space? What do you think that is?
Wonderful question.
Thank you.
The issue with loyalty, it sounds big
right.
and expensive.
Right.
And it's hard to adopt. And if you have a gift card, you think you have a loyalty. If you're giving like a 10% off, you think you have a loyalty. But this actual loyalty is much more than that. So adapting to loyalty is probably, Carlos, please correct me if I'm wrong. People are like getting, I think we've done the wrong thing, getting into this loyalty.
I had a similar one. They switched programs multiple times and they set up the wrong one, or the agent doesn't even know what to really do other than, hey, use this. And they lose the account because they offered the wrong product. How would this apply for like the small merchant? Let's say I'm a restaurant or car wash or,
Loyalty works best for some of the merchants. Let me just first start with that. Especially the service industry. It really is craving for something to have a deeper connection with their customers. as well as frequent shoppers. So I wouldn't say like a small business who is selling a furniture, it's easy to adopt loyalty because it's like the purchased intervals are long. So you buy your washing machine and 5 years later maybe you change it. Hopefully, exactly. But if you're purchasing flowers, if you're purchasing coffee, if you're doing car maintenance, for example. So these are all quick purchases, smaller ticket items, but you need the frequency and the competition is high.
Yeah. Right.
So if you have to implement a successful loyalty program, you have to be able to reach out to Carlos or to James, and you have to know them how frequent they're coming to you. And you want to make sure the customer is coming back in the right time. If they're not coming, you're losing them. So you have to have the control on the churn customers.
Most don't even know the cost of acquisition of a new customer or where
That's
their advertising dollars are going.
That's 13 times higher than keeping the existing ones. So that's the statistics. So it's better to onboard your customers, keep them engaged, because our platform with Dejavoo Extra, what we do is you can constantly reach out to your customers with the campaigns, by your emails, through your POS device. It's super seamless. We'll talk about that. So we're giving zero hassle to the end user. We're giving zero hassle to the merchant. So it's basically a very seamless process. And the biggest difference, why the merchants actually don't like it, is there are banks who are doing a cart linking opportunities, let's say, and they position it as if it's a merchant loyalty. No, it's not. Merchant loyalty means that you have to own your customers. You have to be able to directly reach out to your customers by yourself, rather than asking the bank to send this email or waiting for a specific bank's card to be redeemed at your store. So that's the biggest difference. How we have created it is an enterprise-grade loyalty trimmed down to the needs of SMBs. We have done almost a year and a half study what the merchant likes, what the merchant wants and don't want. So that was a very educated program that we have created. And we have trimmed down according to the needs, and now we have all the functionalities that they're looking for.
So going back to the onboarding process, what is that like specifically with the Dejavoo relationship?
So Dejour already have very, very strong relationship with their ISOs. And the first thing they asked us is we have to make it seamless. So we made it in a way that it's an app sitting there, iPod Space, App Store. So any ISO or the agent or however it works internally, they just go and click and select Dejavoo Extra. And Dejavoo Extra appears like your iPhones today, right? Or your Android phones. It's an app. And then it just shows on your P device, P-line terminals. And when you click on it, that's it. And all the rest of the process, onboarding is all seamless. It's all triggered through the emails. You just click, onboard, your portal is there. So you have a self-service system which guides you through literally in 2-3 minutes. So we have tested it. Okay, our team can do it in 30 seconds, but the merchant can do it literally in 3 minutes.
And if I could, one quick side question there. You mentioned boarding on the P-Series device, which there's quite a few out there. Are we talking all P-Series or select devices? All of them,
all
okay.
P-Series, You're also working on a few other devices of Dejavoo as well. They're coming next.
So it sounds like if you can download an app on your smartphone,
exactly,
you can figure this out.
Easy. That easy.
So hear that, everybody? And if you can't figure out how to download an app on your smartphone, I'm not sure how you got to this video. So anyways.
We'll help them. Them.
Somebody send it to you on your flip phone.
Yeah, support is the most critical thing, by the way. On this.
Let's go into that for a second, because when we first came in this morning, one of the first things that I brought up was how critical support is for us. And you kind of expressed that it's high on the list for you as well. What does that support look like on your end?
Okay, that's the number one priority for us, because if a merchant cannot use the system, then we will all lose here on this table, right?
Good point.
So we have to make sure that they have all the tools that they need. So what we do is we first train our partners, and then we train our support centers, and then we have the second line support on our side. With the Dejavoo team, they have also a big support team, fully trained on this product. And then we have our own team who are also ready to answer any questions if the first line support cannot answer. Second, we have a very good material library. So we already have the Dejavoo Extra YouTube channel. Anyone can go into it, even today, now. And once they enroll into the program, they have the portal, and there's a help center in the portal, as big as all the other functionalities. They click on it, they can read through, they can watch the video. So it's quite a self-guided system. But if they would like to hear more and do more, they can always call us, send us an email, which we have the KPI of responding in 6 hours. So then they will get an answer also through the email. But if it's a first-line support, already the Dejavoo and our partners call center is ready to provide that.
So here's something I just thought of that you might want to consider. One of the coolest things that I've noticed with the P-Series terminals, one of my favorite features, because my background, years ago, I started in support, right, in the call center. And one of my favorite things with these new P-Series devices is that if you go into the support section on the terminal, Dejavoo actually has videos on the device that you can watch, how to adjust a tip, how to batch out. Might want to consider adding a section there for Dejavoo Extra.
Definitely.
Where you could watch it, because to be able to watch that right on the terminal is by far one of my favorite features.
For an agent, that's really
Fantastic.
big, because we spend time looking it up to tell a merchant what to do.
Yeah.
So
Fantastic.
on the agent side, what are some quick benefits? Because we're the ones out there presenting products. We want to make sure it works smooth. We want to make sure we're not on the phone, an hour of the day. And if you could also mention like downtime, or we're in a technology world, right? And things happen. But how do you catch that? Do you have a status page where someone can say, "Oh, this is why it's not working," real quick? And do you have troubleshoots?
Firstly, we have a 99.9% uptime, because we are working companies like Shell, Burger King, which they have 24/7 services.
Millions of transactions.
Millions of transactions. So that's really keeps you up all night. But that's a huge, let's say, responsibility that we're carrying. So we are carrying the same disciplines to Dejavoo Extra as well. But of course, as you mentioned, even Google failed yesterday, right? So that was a big thing internationally. Things happen. What we do is we have the messages, system messages, which are telling if it's not the merchant's problem, if it's our problem, oops, sorry, this is our problem. Don't worry, you'll be up this way. So it's a very friendly messaging system that we have in the system. We have direct emails. And if they opt in with an SMS, we also send the merchant SMS. Bear with us. 10 minutes, it will be up. And hopefully it will not happen. But if something goes wrong, we are a super transparent company. This is how we operate. We tell them, look, don't worry. We will continue doing your points mechanisms, etc. So you'll be up very soon. And then the support team will go back to them as soon as the issue is fixed.
I think is a pretty good approach too, because what you're just saying, and then from some conversation we had earlier today, is that you're coming at this from, you started at the top with these large enterprise setups, and now you're working down to the small, medium-sized businesses. And so to have that framework already in place to handle such high volume, such high level issues, that it seems like it's going to be a bit easier on your end then to be able to support these smaller businesses because of that existing framework you already have.
That's exactly correct. We have hundreds of cases that we have already tackled with, and we have solved, we have failed in the past. But now that we're dealing with small businesses, it doesn't matter if you own a small business. It's the same thing owning Shell, believe me, because that's what is important for you, your own business. Your 1,000 customers is as important as your 10 million customers. So we understand the responsibility of this. We do not differentiate the small business because they're small, or a big size business. They're
all equal in your eyes.
They have to be equal in our eyes, in our team's eyes, because this is what matters to them, is even more to what matters to an executive in a big firm, right? So therefore we understand, and we carry this responsibility also as business owners. We feel it in our heart.
It's like, as a parent, I can't play favorites, right? Same concept here.
Same. It has to be like that.
We'll talk later.
Okay. I got to tell you, and Chase,
if they watch this recording,
Chase, you may have this one already coming up, so I don't want to steal your thunder.
Steal it.
But pretty much when people hear loyalty, it's like, oh, I'm loyal to this, or I'm loyal to a specific brand. Can you explain what type of loyalty, what do you bring, what's the value of what you're offering to the table? Bring it to me as I am the business owner, because usually when you walk into my business, whether I own franchises or I am a single mom and pop just trying to figure out what works, I usually only give you maybe about a minute of my time, or I'm only saying, someone is the owner here. I already know it's a sales call. So what will catch my interest? Why do I want to talk to you, and what can you bring me?
First of all, we help you to own your customers. At the moment, you don't know who's coming in, who's coming out, unless they're like coming there every day.
Regulars.
Right,
Maybe
regulars,
they're
yeah.
regulars,
Right.
yeah. But if not, you're missing a lot of opportunities. So we are giving you the help to onboard every single customer comes into your store, in return for a favor, like a 5% discount,
Right.
10% bonus, where they can redeem either immediately or next time they come into your store. So that's why we did 2 parts. One is the kickstart your loyalty with very simple clicks. You can give X% discount for all your products for all your customers.
Right.
Also, we did a little bit more sophisticated. The more you get used to using the program, the more you can benefit from it, like buy X, get Y type of campaigns that you can design. Also, we have the coupon mechanisms, which help you to engage customers for their next purchase. We have referral programs. So, Carlos, why don't you bring your customer, James, and you both win. You win $5, he wins $10.
Sounds fair.
That's it.
And then you can create your VIP groups, because if you know that James is coming to your store 5 times a month, then you may want to treat him as a VIP client
Right.
to give him further discounts or further benefits. You want to celebrate the birthday of Chase, so you want to say that on your birthday I'll giving you $15 off if you purchase for $50. So we're giving them all this enterprise grade functionalities in a literally box where they can design while they're even sweeping the floors, right? So
Yeah.
we just wanted to, that was the KPI with our development team. We said, guys, these guys don't have time. They open their shop, maybe they have an hour to get their things together. They have to be able to define few campaigns for the day, and that's it. Like, you're a flower shop, you're busy like cutting the roses. But at the same time, you have to make sure that if somebody buys more than 5 times of my roses, I would like to give the 6th one for free.
Right.
So we try to make it so easy. And the other thing is, since we have a lot of experience across different sectors, we're preparing some podcasts and webinars to address like a service sector. If you're a flower shop, come and join us. And we can do the same thing with you guys. So if you would like to address like auto repair shops, how they can benefit from the system, we can even go into that granular level of defining benefits for their customers. So this is how we work.
This episode of the Paycast podcast is sponsored by Sigma, a direct processor for faster payments and higher profits. Learn more at sigma.com.
I think a key point of everything you kind of just described from Carlos' question is that you guys are almost trying to revolutionize what people think loyalty is. I feel like a lot of people, in agents included, kind of think loyalty is, okay, they spent this much money, all right, they get this many points, right? But what you guys are doing is a lot more than just that.
Oh, that's not loyalty at all.
Right. Right. So you have all of that. You have, like you said, referral programs and coupons and outreach methods. But for a merchant, they're also collecting so much data through this program
Very good point.
that they could use in ways that maybe we haven't even thought of
very,
yet.
Very good
Would that
point.
tell me where the customers are coming from?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
There we go. So you already got an agent.
Well,
Yeah.
it's big, because sometimes you put an advertisement in this local paper over here, and then you find out your guy's driving 10 miles away. So I could also expand that way.
Of course.
Stores, my customers are driving 30, 40 minutes. I should open up a location over there.
Right.
Yeah, it almost
That's-
feels
yeah.
too like loyalty is becoming expected, not just optional.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't do it, well, your competitors will. And
Right.
you're going to fall behind.
Right.
And one more I'm sorry to cut you.
Oh, go ahead.
One more important thing about the SKU level, the product level, because our system can also handle the product-based loyalty. So if you have higher margin products that you would like to push, let's say you have on this water can earn maybe like 5% margin, but on the pen you can have like 20% margin. So you're more willing to give 10% discount or a bonus on the pen, but only 1% on the water, right? So we are giving the opportunity for the merchant to manage their profitability while they're implementing their marketing dollars, right? So this is really important because everybody perceives loyalty as a cost center, but it's actually a revenue generation tool. So we're helping them to turn the table around and turn it into a revenue generation rather than a cost and marketing dollars going out of the door.
Right. And like you said from the beginning of the Dejavoo relationship, a very important piece is the simplicity. I think a lot of times merchants and even agents can think we have all these integrations and add-ons, and I feel like you probably deal with this all the time, James, that it can feel overwhelming even if maybe it's not. So like you said, as simple as you can make it is probably one of the keys when you're speaking to
we can make it overwhelming for ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
And if it requires a college degree to set up, nobody's going to touch it.
Right.
Exactly.
And I'm sure while you're talking about different things, in a merchant's head is like, oh my gosh, I have to do all of this stuff. So are there templates or stuff that can help me or come up with ideas that you have used? You mentioned that you've been in different fields, verticals.
Yes, exactly. So we're actually giving them ideas how to create campaigns.
Right.
And here is your Kickstart campaign catalogs. So they can actually pick from the catalog. Or they can get creative and do whatever they would like to do, of course. And we also put some controls in the system for them not to make mistakes. So if they would like to put a 50% discount, we say, are you sure you want to give a 50% off? Because you can type wrong, right? So we don't want them to lose money rather than earn money. So we try to think about, of course, 360 degrees, as we call our company also Extra360. But of course, there will be things. That's why we are teaming up with very strong partners like Bright, with all their agents properly trained, so that we develop the system further and evolve it even further. That's why we need feedback.
Right.
And since we have our internal development teams, it's very easy for us to customize, to add functionalities, hide functionalities if need be. Maybe they're too complicated, and Carlos would say, Irem, this is too much. Let's hide it for a while. And if everybody else agrees, we can even hide it. So this is quite flexible. This is the flexibility is going to be one of the major differentiators, I suppose.
Do you think that agents can look at this as a way, obviously they're giving loyalty to their merchants, and their merchants use loyalty to keep customers. Like we mentioned, the cost of acquisition for a customer, a new customer is very high.
Even for us.
Right. So, and on that point, can agents maybe look at this as maybe a double stacked loyalty? We'll have to workshop that term, but in a part of this business that, like Carlos mentioned, merchants are switching loyalty programs all the time because a lot of them aren't great, or maybe an agent didn't explain it correctly. Can the agent look at this as, yes, I'm giving my merchant loyalty, but I'm also kind of getting loyalty from them because I finally brought them a loyalty program that works?
Yeah, that's a merchant stickiness project for an agent, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So
because this is not your ordinary add-on gift card or whatever.
Right.
So if the agent owns this program, they can really make sure that their merchants are using this so that they actually earn more. Because the more merchant transacts, the more the agent wins as well, the more the ISO wins. So it's like it's a very nice ecosystem of a winning ecosystem, I would say.
Right.
That's why it's very important for us, going back to James' question about the support, if we can really engage them with the right level of training, right level of support, the Carlos will be very happy to push this product so their merchants will love it and will use it more. So we have the track record of increasing sales by 30%.
Wow.
So that's huge. That's a huge number. And if we can even manage this in the first 6 months or a year, 10-15%, I think they will love it, right?
How do you track that on your side?
Oh, it's very easy because
we
have the analytics.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's easy to say, right, hey, I've walked into businesses that are cash only and say, by taking credit card payments, I know your business will at least jump up 20%. I'm lowballing it. Most of them, what I've seen is it jumps up at least 40-50% business. People are buying more desserts, they're spending more money, or treating other people's.
Right.
But with loyalty, you get me coming back into the door. As the agent, we do have to keep it simple when we're offering products. But we really want to know that it works. The support side of it, if we do have to get on the phone with you, is it 24/7 support?
It's 24/7 support.
Okay. And are the agents just calling you directly, or are they calling their relationship manager of the product? Are they calling Dejavoo?
They can reach out to us via email whenever they want. And for the call center, with Dejavoo, we would like to have a consolidated support center. So it comes with Dejavoo call center first, then distributed.
Okay. That way you're not getting bombed with phone calls.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then once we analyze the calls, then we can actually reach out proactively. Because when you have certain calls and realize that these questions are coming frequently, then we can actually reach out and inform all the other merchants about the same questions. So we have a very deep analytics system as well, where we are tracking all these questions, calls, and requests.
Irem, stickiness is key in this industry. The more products that we have help us retain our clients as well, while the loyalty programs helps the merchants retain theirs. How does the agent make money in this with your product?
I think two ways. First of all, the more merchant sells, the more customer engaged, then the agent earns more, depending on their plan, of course, if they're earning on transaction base. So as the transaction numbers grows, the earnings grows. The second thing is we have a subscription base with the merchants. So merchants are paying a subscription fee per month, where depending on their size. So X number of transactions, they pay like, let's say $30. If it's more, $50 and etc. And we decided together with Dejavoo to share a percentage of this with the agents. So depending on the discussions with the ISOs and how they would like to organize that, we are giving this portion to the ISOs, and the ISOs are distributing to their agents.
So you win, we win.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's a very fair share, by the way. It's a good big share.
Excellent.
So you've mentioned, pushing into the North America market. So the backstory there, obviously the relationship with Dejavoo. Dejavoo is growing. They've got new devices coming out this year that we're excited for. Where do you see that partnership continue to evolve and grow as you make this push into North America?
First of all, Dejavoo is a great partner. We love working with them. They are very focused on their own segments and growing it, their different lines.
Yeah.
So we have started with the P line. So the next step is actually we've already did the Q line.
Okay.
We're still working on very little things to push it as well. And then they have some new devices specific for restaurants, specific for other segments. So your next step will be to expand to those devices as well. So together with Dejavoo, I think Dejavoo Extra is going to be the product for loyalty for all small and mid-sized businesses.
Okay.
By the way, it's not only small businesses, let me mention that.
Yeah.
It's also good for mid-sized businesses as well. So if you have 10, 15 stores, 50 stores, for us it's like a mini enterprise, and we have a lot of expertise catering to those as well. I think if also fitting with Dejavoo's strategy to go into bigger businesses, mid-sized businesses, I think that's also a good opportunity to expand in the North America market.
Nice.
And you're expanding into the market, but you're not new to the industry, right?
Oh, not at all. We have been in the industry for, I think, myself, 34 years. It's been a while. Yeah.
So, like you mentioned, you've been in the industry for 34 years. You've worked with a lot of very large companies. You're now working with small to medium-sized groups along with Dejavoo. What would you like your personal legacy in the industry and the legacy of Extra360 in the loyalty space to be when we get 60 years down the road and look back? What do you want the legacy to be that you left?
I think we would like to say, I can also speak on behalf of my co-founder Levent. We always said that we will change the way loyalty is done in US because US is open to this. You guys are the ones who did the coupons, like cutting the coupons from the newspapers and collecting the coupons. Maybe it's still there, I don't know. But the thing is, we believe that we have the right systems, right attitude, right support, and right mindset to be able to do the leading in the industry. And we have only one business. We're not diluting into other things. We are very focused on loyalty-enabled payments. I think our legacy will be they have changed the way it's done.
That would be pretty awesome. Completely changed the way loyalty is done.
Little side story here. It's a miracle I'm alive because back when I was a kid, I grew up in the mountains of eastern Kentucky, and my dad was crazy serious about couponing. And so he would be driving, and we'd be going down these winding mountain roads, right? You know, you got the mountain on one side and a sheer drop off on the other. And the guy was a little crazy. I love him, but he was a little crazy because what he would do
Like my dad.
is in the center console, he had a tub, a little bucket of coupons, right? And he would clip coupons while he was driving.
Oh, no.
Wow.
And it was
Very
like,
responsible dad.
I can't tell you how often I was like, we're gonna like, thank you, Lord. Like
That's texting and driving before.
Right,
Texting
yes,
and driving,
yes.
cutting coupons.
Put
so
the
when
scissor
you
in your hand. Don't run with one, but
so when you
Couponing
say
and driving.
so when you say, you know, the U.S. introduced couponing and everything, I'm like, my dad was there at the beginning. Like, I know, I remember those days. Like,
That's crazy, James.
he brought up coupons. So with loyalty, someone's always trying to figure out something. If you seen I think they're called coupon queens or something, but they were clipping them and selling them for half the cost. Or so, is there any way to prevent like stuff like this from happening or sharing of the loyalties and all?
For sure, because our system, I think our colleagues will be doing a deep dive demo later on as well with all the agents. They will see that we have very fantastic functionalities. Couponing is one of the greatest functionalities. You can appoint coupons to a single customer as well as a group of customer. You can actually even print coupon numbers and give it to your neighbor, and to give discounts to their customer. So let's say James has a pet shop and I have the flower shop. I print my coupons and I say that if you have, let's say, 5 times roses from me, you can have your pet groomed for 50% off. Use this coupon number in my friend's pet shop. And if he, of course, has the same device, he can use the same coupon.
and that helps build a sense of
Yeah,
community.
exactly. It's just a community builder at the same time and helping shopping local.
Can it track for charity? Let's say, you
let's
know,
see.
a lot of boys leagues or baseball, they come into my business.
Yeah,
They're like, hey, can you give us money? My
Yeah.
thing is, bring me business.
yeah.
Is there a way for me to track it as a business owner so that way I know it is their team or whoever, and that way I know who to give the money back to?
I think we can do that because you need to onboard them and we can flag them under a VIP group, like the team.
Yeah.
Group
They all want the money,
and-
but they don't want to bring the business. so.
Yeah, yeah. You can actually make them in under a membership group. Then we can track them from there.
Okay.
That's a good one. Maybe we
Very
can use
cool.
it in our examples as well.
Rev share.
Yeah. I agreed.
So before we wrap up, do you guys have any near-death experiences you'd like to share? Nope. Okay, great. Because that was terrifying.
Not as specific as that one.
Not quite like that one.
We
Not
used to ride
coupon and driving.
without seatbelts in the car.
It was a different time back then.
Yeah,
That's all I
that's
can say.
That's when the car doors would fling open when they took the turn.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember those days. Sorry, Carlos. Before we wrap up, how can people get a hold of you in Extra360?
Of course. So there are a few ways. First of all, they can reach out to us, support@DejavooExtra.com. So this is open to everyone. They can go to DejavooExtra.com website and click on the book a demo. So they can also have a direct demo option directly towards the merchant itself. And also we can have a Dejavoo Support Center. They can call the Dejavoo Support Center or all the ISOs who are working with Dejavoo.
Nice.
Okay.
You mentioned there's a YouTube page too, right?
Oh, yes. That's Dejavoo Extra. If they search on the YouTube, there's a Dejavoo Extra channel there.
Excellent.
So there are more than, I think, 20 videos helping them step by step how to onboard, how to sign up, how to do a transaction. So they're very nice videos there.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, Carlos, James, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Irem,
Sure.
thank you.
Thank
Did I
you.
nail that?
Perfect.
Perfect. Heard about that. I told you I'd get that, James.
Again,
But
I never doubted you.
I think you might have a little bit. But again, thank you.
Thank
you
you,
guys.
guys.
This has
Thank
been
you.
great. And
Thank you
thank
all.
you for watching another episode of the Paycast Network.